Teenegae Engineering in Stockholm, Sweden with David. How are you? Can you tell us a bit about the guys at Teenegae Engineering and what you're doing here?
Yeah, of course. Hi everybody, I'm David, and this is where we work. We're a bunch of people, around 7, and now we're mainly working with the OP-1. This one. And yeah, I'm here to answer a few questions.
Okay. Firstly, of course, we're going to ask you a lot about the OP-1 later on. But first off, Teenegae Engineering. How did it all start, and what was the idea behind it?
In some sense, it started quite long ago. It's been some kind of idea or vision for all of us for many, many years, and we've known each other for quite some time. This project started about 2-3 years ago, and we've been focusing more and more on it, and right now we're all very much into the mode of just getting the OP-1 done and getting it out.
Why do you call yourselves Teenegae Engineering?
Because we're working with technology, and we have young minds.
So far, what have you done except from working on the OP-1?
We've all been doing quite a lot of different things. Most of us have been into games in some shape or form. We're doing some commercial projects on the side. Then we've also been into music, synthesizers, programming, all of those things. So it all kind of comes together here.
Okay, tell us the story behind the OP-1. How did the OP-1 concept start?
We've been talking quite a long time about doing something small that feels modern and new. And now you can actually do this kind of things, a lot thanks to the development in like mobile phones and those kind of things. And we wanted to do something that is different from what's out there. Take the good ideas that we see and then add some of our own and make something that you will make music of.
Look at the sound of the OP-1 synthesizer. Can you compare that to any other synthesizer, or are you influenced by something?
I think that's a very interesting question, because I'm not sure if it has a sound, and if so, if that comes from the synthesis in it, or the way it's built, or how you work with it. To a certain extent, I think just the fact that you have a tape in it and the way things are laid out probably can make people work differently, and that could contribute to a sound. Then of course the bass synthesis in it have certain sounds to them, but we also have sampling in it, so you can put any sample in, and then that's going to be its own sound, of course.
What features on the OP-1 do you yourself think is the coolest?
I think the combination of drums, synthesizer and tape recorder in a mobile package is the coolest thing. I think this is kind of like the old days where you had your 4-track tape recorder with the built-in small mixer and just a few more things around, and people made music. It should be quite far away, I hope, from where you sit and browse through a million presets on a computer and get stuck in naming your file session to something clever. It should be way more direct and about creating something that sounds cool and good and unique.
The OP-1 we see here is the prototype.
Yeah.
How much the finished article is this?
It's actually very close to the finished product. I mean, we have casings done. What you see here is up and running, and there is a lot of things that are very close to being finished, and we're still adding things to it and tweaking a few things. The plastic is done, and all of all of that. So we're very much approaching something that can actually be manufactured and sold.
Okay. Well, we've seen your presentations at NAMM, and you released it at Musikmesse the other year as well. Is there any new features coming up that you haven't told anyone about yet? That you can tell us about?
Oh, that's a different question. There is quite a lot of new stuff in there. Not that much we want to talk about right now. We are adding synthesizers and sequencers to the machine. We really want to make sure everything is done and good before we show them. And there's a lot of tweaking going on. Like now, behind here probably. But the whole basic setup is done, and we're very happy with that. So we're adding a few spices here and there.
Yeah. It comes with battery, and is that chargeable?
Yes, it's standard.
And for how long can you use it without cord? So.
We hope you're gonna be able to run it like 8 hours, but we haven't really tested that with the final hardware yet, so we're not giving any hard numbers.
Okay.
It will also depend. If you use a built-in speaker, it will obviously take a bit of extra power.
Yeah.
And those kind of things.
So who is this for? Who's going to use it? Is it for the DJ, the home musician, or the professional studio lurker? Or?
I think all of the above, and hopefully some others as well. We want it to be very accessible and easy to use, but still have a depth. So it should be fun to just pick it up and play something. But you should also be able to explore the features and go deeper and deeper into what it can do. I hope it can be quite a wide range of people that will use it.
A lot of people are waiting, of course, really curious about getting their hands on this machine. Can you tell us anything about when it will be on the market?
We have, including this, I think 5 units now that we are doing our development on. We will do a run of 100 units as soon as possible, and then put them through proper testing to make sure everything is done. And after that we will go into full production, if that's vague enough.
Very vague, but thanks anyway. Are you getting any closer on the pricing for it? Can you give us a hint on what?
Yeah, I think what we said before is still true. We aim to be below 800 US, and whatever that translates to in other currencies. But final pricing is still to be decided, well, depending on the actual manufacturing when we get that.
Well, let's finish this off with a question we always ask everyone at I Have Synth. Confess your sins to us, please.
For me, it all started with a VL tone that was brought back to me from my mother was in Japan back in the 80s, and I got one of those, and I was like, wow, what's this? And then, yeah, it's been a lot of the early digital I kind of like. I mean, PX7 is an obvious one. And then a lot of drum machines. Also, like the built-in drum machines in organs and those kind of things. In the later years, I haven't really seen that much that really has got me super excited. There's still good stuff being done and built. The classics, at least to me, is a bit older.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And
Thank
good
you.
luck with the OP-1.
Thanks.